The ongoing meltdown is absolutely fantastic, my friends. This is Tony. Hope you're all doing well. We got so many things to get into in this video. Check this clip out. We're going to get into a ton of stuff. We're going to talk about what's going on in Hollywood. You're not going to believe some of the things I'm going to show you. Not only are they melting down, not only are some of them leaving the country, some of them deleting, of course, their X account or Twitter, but more than that, some other things are coming out, of course, as well. Things that are not exactly what you would call bright, maybe a little bit dark. And I think this whole thing, this whole party scene that a lot of them have been to, we're talking Diddy, I think that's going to be coming home to roost, my friends. So let's get into this. We'll start here with a little bit of a more upside positive. Well, I think it's positive for us. Check this clip out.
If a man talks to me when I'm walking down the street, I'm going to lose my shit on them. Men are going to live in fear.
This is so funny, dude. I don't think she's very happy with what the results with the election. I think she's having a little bit of a meltdown. Women
are so sensitive. Women are so...
I love that clip. It's so awesome. But of course, the fact is we've seen a lot of these Hollywood celebrities endorsed her, right? And it's so bizarre looking into the whole finances. She raised $1 billion and spent way over that, apparently 20 million over, as you already know. And of course, they're all denying that they had been paid. All these actors and actresses, like left and right, musicians, Beyonce, etc., all denying that they got payment. I'm guessing that money just went nowhere. I guess we can all agree, though, at least that Hollywood endorsements, particularly from Disney Avengers, are essentially meaningless and don't mean anything to people. We have here, of course, Mark Ruffalo saying that they got their asses handed to them. Check this out.
We got our asses kicked. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
It looks like he's super excited and happy there. It's pretty funny to watch all this, my friends. I mean, I am definitely enjoying this part of it. But like I said, we're going to get into a ton of stuff as we get farther into this video. And let's play this clip here. This is pretty awesome as well.
Because, again, we have a future. And now the meltdown has begun. We have seen Hollywood melting down. Some people kind of quiet right now, Chris. Like Mark Hamill.
Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo.
Very quiet. But they catch
They're crying in a corner. And actually, what's really interesting is I saw a clip. I didn't pull it up. Some lady's like, there's something different about what's going on. There's something in the air. I can't get up and just do anything. I'm in my bed all day crying. And it's really bizarre. Okay. I kind of feel like there's some sort of spiritual thing going on here. It's almost like the dark side is crying out over the loss. I kind of feel like that's what's going on. I mean, I wouldn't say this is normal. Some of these reactions, you know, I talked to my dad. He was telling me that one of the guys he hangs out with when he goes to the range, his son, apparently the guy's son, I think he's a doctor. His son ended up going to a psychologist, to some sort of counselor for months and months back in 2016 when 47 won and couldn't handle it. Just literally couldn't. This just seems so bizarre to me. It really makes no sense, but this is what we're seeing all around us. And now we're seeing, of course, Hollywood going berserk themselves. Hollywood reacts to 47 winning. Bette Midler deletes X account. Christina Applegate, I think she was from Married with Children, right? Still reeling and sobbing. Oh, my daughter's future. And Billie Eilish decries war on women. And of course, there might be a little bit of a spiritual thing going on. I mean, I don't know if you guys ever saw the clip of Billie Eilish doing a literal backstand. It wasn't even a backstand. I don't even know how you describe it. Basically, she looked possessed. I mean, literally. I don't know if I can find it really quick, but it is pretty ridiculous looking. And she even sticks her tongue out while she's upside down and like this. Like, what in the hell, dude? Let's see if I can find that clip. Dude, this is so messed up, this clip. I don't know if you've ever seen this clip, man. This is crazy. Where is it at? I think they keep deleting it everywhere. Here we are. This is an example right here. Look at her. Look how she is right there. She literally is standing up normal, and she bends her back backwards. Like, I mean, this is like one of those horror movies. And then she goes, like this. I think there's something going on there. And I don't think it's normal. Okay? I really don't think that's normal. Something weird with this whole thing. At any rate, we're going to get into a ton more. All the things going on. We're talking people leaving the country. We're talking people in the GOV. Literally, entire departments are like, oh, we're going to leave. And we're going to get into actually a ton more, particularly some rather curious discoveries, recent discoveries, with regards to, of course, Diddy and much more, linking all this stuff together, putting a little bow on top. First, so I got to mention food supply, 25-year shelf life. Link is in the description. 3 months worth for $6.97. Considering all the wonderful things going on around us, you might want to be prepared. You never know what's next. I'm sure they're not going to be like, gosh darn it, we lost. Have a good handshake and we'll just let you get in. Nothing weird will go happen at all. Of course there's something weird going to happen. You never know what's going to happen the next month or two. They're going to try to stop them from getting in. Don't even think they're not going to. Of course they are. You never know. You might have some mostly peaceful stuff going on in your city. You're going to definitely want this food supply, okay? Just link is in the description. If you haven't already, you're going to thank me when the stuff happens, all right? Also, this book here, The Lost Ways, How Your Great-Great-Grandfather Lived Without Electricity, How to Build a Cellar, Do Things Around the House Like They Did in the Good Old Days, hundreds of pages illustrated. You're going to want it before something happens. Get the printed version, $37. You're not going to be able to buy this at Walmart after the power goes out, okay? You know, World WAR starts, and you'll be like, what the hell? What am I going to do? Nothing's working. You'll have this book in your home before it happens. You'll be like, oh, just read the book. Oh, look, this is how I live without electricity. Now that we're in this, weird situation. Okay. At any rate, link is in the description for all that wonderful stuff. Also, of course, my website, GR Videos, got lots of awesome videos over there. Deep dives into a lot of different topics. If you've missed all my videos over the years, I've been on here for a decade. Literally. Actually, more than a decade. I've been making videos since like 2010 on this channel. That's like 15 years almost. 14 years. Anyway, I got lots of them over here. Stuff from like 10 years ago, predicting what we're seeing today. I got deep dives, recent interviews, stuff over there, exclusive content. Go check it out. Also, of course, gold and silver's link below. You never know what's going to happen next. Probably will be a stock market crash within the next couple months because the yield curve is uninverted. I've talked about 3 different charts saying literally we're going to have a stock market crash at any moment within the next couple months. And they're going to try to blame, of course, 47 if it happens right when he gets in. Oh, it's your fault. No, it's already been predicted. I've been talking about it for months. It's going to happen. Stock market crash is coming very soon, and the dollar will go down. Gold will go through the roof. You're going to definitely want to get some gold and silver. Link is in the description. Anyway, let's get back to the video. So we have, of course, lots of awesome meltdowns. I've done all I can do. Writer, General Hospital star, Nancy Lee Gran, is that how you say her name? Whose ex-Twitter postings have long been numerous and widely followed. I will be deleting all my social media in protection of my daughter. I'm so sorry. May God help us all. Of course, because her daughter's future's in jeopardy. She will no longer be able to delete, of course, her babies anymore. You can't delete it. Well, actually, you still can. It's still there. I don't know what they're talking about. It literally makes no sense what they're saying. The last 4 years, we've basically have the worst economy ever. I mean, it's turned into a hellscape. You can almost not afford any of your bills anymore. But for some reason, it's going to get worse. Even though we had 4 years of it being better when he was in there. Economically. This is not rocket science. Apparently, they can't understand this. They're too busy deleting, their babies, and that's all they can think about. But at any rate, so there's that. Of course, Joker 2 says it's the worst film ever made, and people on set said this is going to be a bomb. It's not even hate watchable. That's how terrible it is. Oh my goodness. I don't even know if I want to waste my time even trying to turn it on when it is free, on whatever. I don't know what it's going to be on. This is free finally. I might actually check that out. I haven't even watched it yet. I've heard it's good. I've heard most people have said it's good, so I'm going to have to check that out. I think it probably is going to be good. I'll see. I guess I'll know soon here. But, of course, this movie made a ton of money because they cut out certain people. They cut out certain people that cause issues like, well, Robert De Niro wasn't in it, but he is one of the ones that's been being cut recently as well. Apparently had some scenes cut out of Joker. It's really interesting because we're seeing a lot of these actors and actresses that talk a lot against 47 now losing work. Whoopi Goldberg being one of them. I heard she's losing some, I think she's in some sort of new car. I'm trying to remember what the movie is. I think it's Toy Story. I think she's in the next Toy Story. I think they're cutting out some of her audio scenes, I guess you would say. But I've heard also Amber Heard. She was in Aquaman. They lost at least a couple $100 million because she was in it. And a lot of these producers are like, whoa, this is not good news. So they purposely cut Brie Larson out of this movie and another actress, I think, because they're loud, mouths, I guess you'd say, always saying things, Femi, rah, 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 all that kind of stuff, rainbow stuff, all that kind of stuff. So they cut them out, and the movie did very well. It did stellar, right? 1.4 billion or some ridiculous amount of money. I don't know. I'm not trying to point at this thing. Okay. That was an accident. All right. So you know what I'm saying. At any rate, this guy, on the other hand, is becoming hated among producers. They're not hiring these people anymore because they're too loud. They know the entire public is not behind their message. Your message doesn't go with their movies. All right? If you're going to make a movie, stop talking about all your politics.
This is yet again another actor that is self-absorbed, another in the Hollywood bubble that really has no touch with reality, like Jimmy Kimmel, George Clooney, Joy Behar, Whoopi Goldberg. I mean, there are so many that we could name.
And The View with Whoopi and Joy Behar, they're just absolutely freaking out. I've been covering them lately a lot as well because they are literally losing their minds over this whole thing, and particularly these appointments. But of course, all these people are starting to lose work. They're deleting their Twitter account. I mean, honestly, everything they're doing it's enjoyment to us. We're watching a meltdown, get a good laugh, delete your Twitter account. We don't have to listen to you anymore. You wear your bracelets and say no more sex for 4 years. Okay, great. Now we know where you are. We can see the blue hair, the blue bracelets. We know, okay, stay away from that person. All right. Not a good one for a relationship, of course. Yeah, this is working out perfect for us. I don't know why they're actually doing a favor for us by doing all this stuff. And of course, they have to pay celebrities to even endorse them, while 47 just automatically gets endorsements from people like Sylvester Stallone or Hulk Hogan talking about good stories they had in the past. I mean, it's like, okay, makes total sense, right? All these things happening around us. Yeah, Joe Rogan talking about how much money she'd raised and the fact that she's now $20 million in debt. And they're talking about, well, was Beyonce paid $10 million? Well, of course she denies she was paid $10 million. Okay, well, I guess that money just went into thin air. I mean, did they have a big bonfire and just put all the money in it? Oh, let's just get rid of all this money. I mean, it doesn't make any sense, all these things. So, of course, you had Oprah Winfrey, and she didn't particularly, of course, she's denied getting paid, but her company got paid 2 payments for $500,000 each, which equals $1 million. It claims event production. Okay, whatever that means. I guess maybe Eminem or Beyonce got event production payments, you know what I mean, in their company, not them personally, and that's maybe what happened. I'm sure it could easily be the case. You had all these billionaires backing her, showing that all this big, corrupt, of course, money was behind her. That's why they don't want him in. They don't want him in because of all the changes he's going to make, which are good changes, particularly for the economy, also for our culture, because our culture is a mess. 12 Silicon Valley billionaires and tech heads backing her. Apple's Steve Wozniak, LinkedIn's Reid Hoffman, and Shark Tank's Mark Cuban. Of course, they all gave a ton of money This woman, of course, raised $1 billion, ended up $20 million in debt, can't pay her staff, but yeah, she's going to fix the economy. Of course she ain't. I honestly knew she would not. As a matter of fact, I was looking at all the stats in her plan. It looked like because of her plan, what would have happened if she got in is you probably would have a 10% increase in your taxes because they need to stabilize the debt, national debt to GDP ratio, which is terrible right now. Which, of course, again, she agreed to every decision Joe made. Now, once 47 gets in, he's going to be using tariffs. He's going to be drilling for oil. He's doing these natural gas contracts, liquid natural gas, already to Europe, already setting up all these deals. He's going to stop all these WARs using tariffs, just like he did before with Iran, made them completely broke. When you're broke, you can't go to war. It's really simple. So he's going to be using tariffs, which will basically offset our taxes. Tariffs can replace taxes. Some people are like, oh, tariffs are going to make everything cost more. No, actually, you don't understand what's going on. So these companies have to pay lots of taxes right now because they raised the taxes when Joe got in. Businesses pay a lot more in taxes. He's already said he's going to cut that in half. So half as much taxes for your business. That means they can put a lower price on the product already. Then he does some tariffs. That might jack it up another 5% max. So you're still down 10% in costs on your taxes. Actually, 15, but the tariffs are going to bring a little bit more cost in some of the imports and stuff like that. That's about all it is. So it's pretty simple to understand. And also, a lot of this is going to save American jobs because he's already stopped 2 factories, a John Deere factory and a massive Chinese auto factory to be built in Mexico to take jobs from you and me. So he's already stopped that. Just saying he's going to cause tariffs and with them importing tractors and cars from Mexico. At any rate, so there's all that. Just wanted to kind of give a rundown on what's going on with that stuff. Of course, you have actress Rachel Zegler, basically breaking down here. I find myself speechless in the midst of this. Another 4 years of hatred, leading us towards a world I don't want to live in. Leading us towards a world that will be hard to raise my daughter in. Why do they keep talking about their daughter? Like, what are you talking about? Your daughter's going to have it better now because he's in there. Your daughter will actually be able to afford things. That sounds like a good idea. Let's be able to afford things. Of course, if she's not an actress like you, she'll have to work a regular job, which, of course, I'm sure you don't fully understand what that is. But she will when she can't get those acting jobs. She will be working a normal job like everybody else, and she'll be like, oh, I can actually afford things because 47 got in instead of her. That's what will happen. She clearly doesn't understand how things work. Jamie Lee Curtis freaking out as well. So the results are in. Many will be celebrating, possibly even gloating over this victory. Many will be stunned and sad with terrible feelings of loss. That is the same result despite who wins because that's America and democracy looks like. Okay, she just blah, 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 says a bunch of stuff. But the fact is, you remember, she had the weird picture in her house. You remember that weird picture? Oops. Oh, why do you got a weird picture in your house? It looks like something from a Diddy party or maybe even worse. Maybe that island. Does kind of look like that, don't it? Yes, it does. So, of course, getting over to the whole Diddy thing, because a lot of these people that seemingly endorsed her happened to go to those parties. Kind of weird. This lady's actually kind of hinting maybe she went to the party. Check this out.
Someone said that when they did the raid, I'm on them tapes, and there's multiple A-list celebrities running a on me, including certain people that are presidential.
Now,
ooh, presidential. Well, I don't think she's probably not talking about her. Maybe a different presidential. I don't know. But I wouldn't really be too surprised if that happened. I mean, it seems like a lot of famous people were going there, including royalty. At this point, we don't have so much. We do have a lot of circumstantial and videotapes and footage. I think the videotapes and footage is going to really be the nail in the coffin with this whole thing. But the fact is that lady I just showed you was indeed at Diddy's, of course, parties. Here she is right here. Back in the day, she definitely knew what was going on. Matter of fact, she worked for him. She was one of 3 ladies that sort of what was going on and made sure everything went the right direction. Particularly the fact that they had different alcohol for the men versus the women, as she says in this clip here.
And so, but that we were instructed to only drink from certain liquor bottles. It's the girls' champagne, it's the guys' champagne. Girls don't drink the guys'.
Oh, and I think you can guess why. Maybe there was something in the girls, of course. Liquor, I don't know. Seems like we saw the oil. We saw that there was something in that as well. Clearly nefarious things going on there. And of course, Jennifer Lopez and Usher and Eminem and a bazillion other people, all Beyonce, Jay-Z, all these people endorsed her, happen to have went to these, of course, parties. We have pictures even of Jennifer Lopez in not so good circumstances over there. Not fully, of course, dressed. I'm sure maybe some of you have seen that. But the fact is, yeah, we're talking like pretty crazy stuff going on there. I don't think they want that stuff to come out. I don't know. That's kind of my thoughts. Of course, it's not just the celebrities. There is also people in the GOV not very happy with 47's picks for his cabinet. Here we have John Bolton saying this is the worst nomination for a cabinet position in American history. The Warhawk does not exactly like what he's choosing. Choosing a person who, of course, actually served. A normal Joe. A guy that actually knows what it's like to live in something like that. Unlike John Bolton. John Bolton just, you know what I mean? These people are, they're above us. This is what they think. And, of course, now we have RFK going, of course, after the FDA. And apparently a lot of those employees are quitting. And a mass exodus. Perhaps a lot of flights going out of this country because of all these people he's appointing that are going to be cleaning house. Cleaning house, my friends. That's what's going to happen. And yes, indeed, some of these appointees are very, very stellar indeed. Let's see if I can show a little bit better on the screen. That's not very good. Here we go. Now, of course, this is the one that Bolton was talking about right here. He didn't like that guy very much. This guy, these two are just awesome picks right here. These two, this guy's an awesome pick as well. I mean, all these people, Tulsi is great. John even is a very good pick. I don't know about this lady. I don't know about this guy. I don't think they're probably the best picks in the world. But, I mean, all the other ones are great. There's even a couple below that, and they're both good too. So, I mean, pretty much we're batting what here? We're batting pretty high right now. Only 2 out of, like, what is this? 4, 8, 10. 2 out of 10 are not the best picks, but they're not bad. Really? You got 8 out of 10 just awesome picks. I mean, these guys are cleaning house, man. They're going to be cleaning house. At any rate, of course, like I said, Hollywood, all the institutions were behind her, legacy media, everybody. I wonder why. Are they trying to hide, of course, something? Now, I don't know if you guys know about this, but there was a prediction this would all occur. Back in 2008, Johnny here, this guy's name's Enlow, predicted 7 mountains will change. 7 Mountains Prophecy, it's called. It's talking about these mountains are the government, education, business, media, arts and entertainment, family, and religion will all be flipped, meaning they'll have the corruption, of course, removed, and good people be put in those positions, in those organizations and sectors, right? Well, we're already seeing it happening. We're seeing it with the GOV already. And he's already promised in education to completely change that. I have this clip right here. He does it. He talks about getting rid of all the wokey and the rainbow in the schools, bringing back the Pledge of Allegiance, and believe it or not, dare I say it, prayer. Oh my goodness, is that allowed to say? Can we say that? Prayer? Is that a thing anymore? Yes, indeed. He says he's going to bring that back. I mean, this is crazy awesome. You know what I mean? So he's changing the education. We're already seeing businesses changing. We're seeing Hollywood completely go belly up. And I think we're going to see a lot of changes there as well. We're even seeing ministers falling left and right because there's a lot of bad guys there too. We're seeing it all. We're seeing it already happen in real time. This guy wrote a book about it, like I said, back in 2008. And of course, even people in the church were against this book. I wonder why. Is the devil whispering in people's ears? I don't know. It just seems like the devil likes to put on a suit and pretend to be religious too. You know what I mean? Sometimes we had the Pharisees back in the old days, right? Of course, if you talk to Hollywood, if you speak to all these people on that other side, they would make you think that if 47 gets in, it's going to become like The Handmaid's Tale. Oh my goodness, all the women, of course, subjugated. They can only have babies all the time. I mean, come on, this is so ridiculous. Obviously, that's not what's going on here, my friends. You're not going to be seeing women walking around looking like this, okay? Come on. It's so ridiculous. All he's trying to do is make people back to normal. He's trying to bring society back to a normal place. Like, let's get back to let's stop being crazy. Let's stop the craziness. Let's get rid of the craziness, all right? Now, if it requires a few people, losing their minds, okay, let them lose their minds, all right? That's not our problem. But the fact is, we need to bring society back to normal. That's my video. I kind of want to see what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section below, and thanks for watching.